Hi, I'm Tony Nichols, and welcome to Chamber Chat. Welcome to this edition of Chamber Chat, a program put together by the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce to keep you informed on what's going on in your community and in your chamber. Joining us now is no stranger to the program, Sue Revelle, the Executive Director for Women Supporting Women. Sue, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
We always start with an organization like yours, and everyone knows Women Supporting Women, or they've been in a race, or they've decorated a bra. But if there are 3 or 4 people in the county that don't know what Women Supporting Women is and the area that you service, can you give us a little brief overview?
I sure can. We started way back in 1993, so we are a grassroots organization, but we serve a regional area of Wycomico, Worcester, Somerset, Dorchester, actually the upper part of Virginia, Accomack, and the lower part of Delaware, Sussex. And we are a breast cancer organization, and our mission is to provide awareness, education, and support to anyone affected with breast cancer.
Well, see, with that answer, I learned something. I guess I was one of those 3 or 4 or 8 people in the county that didn't know that you serviced Upper Virginia on the shore. So that's even news to me. So you service all these areas. Tell us what you do. What kind of services do you provide to people?
Okay, we have a lot of services and they're all free, so I'm going to read them just to make sure.
We only have 30 minutes.
Oh, gee. I just want to make sure that I haven't missed anything. Our signature really is our educational material. When someone's diagnosed with breast cancer, they hear about 5 minutes of what the doctor says after he says you have cancer, and they need to have some kind of reference to go back to help work with the medical team and have an educational decision to make. And sometimes it's life-changing and altering. I mean, you may lose a breast, so it's an important decision. So we provide educational totes to each of the surgeon's offices, and they give them out to the woman when she's diagnosed. And so these are our bags.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the book. We've had this book for about 5 years, and this is everything you ever wanted to know and was afraid to ask. And it covers just about everything that you want to know. Yeah. You can pick out different things that you need at the time and put it aside like a reference book. I've had many women call and say, I read it cover to cover.
Sure.
We also have in there a book for the person who is the support partner. That person is critical to the one going through the breast cancer, and they go through as much emotional turmoil as the person does that's diagnosed. So we have these books in there, and they get these, again, at the time of diagnosis. We have wigs, hats, and scarves. Our wigs now, in the past 2 years, are open to any cancer patient, not just breast cancer.
Okay. That's good to know.
We have support group meetings monthly. We have a mentoring service. We have piglets. I didn't bring one, but it looks like a big giant dog bone about this big, and it goes up underneath the arm of the surgical area, and it helps to support so you're not putting pressure where you had the incision done. Yeah. We have bras and prosthesis, and we have in the past 3 years implemented a loaner lift chair. That is for women having both breasts removed. So if you lay down on a bed and you go to get up, pay attention to how you get up. You've got to push on one arm or the other, and you have a cut across your chest.
Sure.
So this chair helps you sleep, and then it lifts you directly up so you can just go ahead and walk.
Gotcha.
We have a lending library. We provide community education speakers, and we have a 14-page monthly newsletter that goes out, and it keeps everybody updated on the medical issues, complementary medicine, a survivor story, and our events that are coming up.
You know, and I'm sure that's still just glossing over the services that you provide. But for me, when there's a life-altering event, cancer, Alzheimer's, whatever it may be, that's when all this stuff becomes relevant, because until then, it's always going to happen to someone else. And I think it's so vital for us to be able to get information out about what is available, because when you do get that unwelcomed conversation from the doctor, you don't know what to do. Even if you know what to do, you
are
don't.
Absolutely correct,
It completely
Tony.
takes you out of your comfort zone, and all the knowledge that you thought you had goes out the window. Where can I go? What can I do? I need some help. So to know that all of that is available, we need to continue to make sure that that gets out, because I think it's vital. That's a perfect segue to my next question in terms of getting things out. You have to do that with feet in the street. Yes. Volunteers, people that are willing to give some time, give some money. How many volunteers do you guys utilize? How do you become a volunteer? So speak to your volunteer.
Okay, well, we're looking for volunteers to help in the office, at our events, to help make our piglet pillows, sew them and stuff them.
So you make those in-house?
No, they actually take the material home and make them.
Okay, right.
Yeah, but yes, we do.
Yeah.
Our seatbelt pillow, they have to be made. And we have, trying to think what else. Always looking for board members. But they just need to call us or go to our website. I would suggest calling at 410-548-7880. To address a little bit the comments you made before, I'm always told we're right off of Route 50, Belmont Avenue in the East Park Professional Center, and people tell me all the time, I never knew your office was there until I needed it.
Right.
And then I saw the pink ribbon, and I realized that you were there. So you were absolutely correct for us to continue to try to get out to the community our services.
No one knows it's there until they know it's there, and then it's a beacon. Yes. Funding. A lot of people, I think, lump you in with the national breast cancer groups, and that it's, I won't say not necessarily as important, but funding is a big deal for you guys.
It is a huge deal because it's what keeps our doors open, since our services are all free. And you're right, we have no national affiliations. We want our funding to completely stay here on the shore to take care of our communities. And we don't do research. That's not what our mission is. We're there to give you a hug, get you through the diagnosis time and the treatment time. So, yes, it's very important, for us to get that out and let people know.
Very good. You have some upcoming events. I know of at least one specifically that you have coming up.
Yes.
But could you share what some of those are?
On October 10th, a Saturday, at Winter Place Park, we are going to have our annual walk. And this year we've got something new, actually two things. The primary one is a dunking booth. And our very own Tony Nichols is going to be in there enjoying a little dunking. Yes. We also have Brad Gillis from Deverco is going to be in there, and Jake Day, that we all know, and Lisa Bryant.
Everybody wants to dunk Jake.
Yeah. So we plan on having a good time. The other thing is that we have this year, for anybody that raises $100 or more, will get a Tervis Cup, which we've not done in the past.
Well, everybody likes a Tervis Cup.
Yes.
We have several at our house.
We
should have one more, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Anything else coming up before we wrap things up?
Yes, we're going to have, it is called Hope Gala, and we're going to have Magic of Hope this year, which is going to be a magician.
Nice.
And it will be at Dove Point on November 13th. Good lucky Friday the 13th. So just go to our website or give us a call for tickets. I do want to say one more thing about our funding. We have grants. We have a community foundation at the Eastern Shore Endowment there, and we depend a lot on the businesses and the people in the community, and I want to have a chance to thank them because they have allowed us to have 23 years in this community, and they have been great.
Well, I think you can expect 23 more years.
We certainly plan on it.
All right. Sue, thank you so much for coming by. You guys do such a phenomenal job in the community, and the passion that you brought to the organization exudes through your staff and through the survivors. So we thank you for what you do, and thank you for being on Chamber Chat.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
We'd like to give you an opportunity now to take a look at the upcoming events with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back to Chamber Chat right here on PAC 14. Joining us now is Karri Todd with the Women's Network with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Karri.
Thank you very much, Tony.
The Women's Network is, I won't say newly formed, is brand new with the Chamber of Commerce. Can you give us a little overview of what the Women's Network will be?
Absolutely. We had our first meeting September 22nd, so that was highly successful at the Chamber, and the Chamber provided lunch. So that was lots of fun. So we have all types of exciting things on the agenda. It's going to be a more fluid network than what typical committees within the Chamber are. And the reason for that is we may have to move the schedule around a speaker, or various times work for only certain types of females versus others, like if you have children in school.
Gotcha.
Or summers, various things. So it's planned to be the third Tuesday of every month, typically at around noon right now, but again, at the first of the month, every month, you'll know exactly when it will be, because it may change to a Thursday evening, or it may change to a breakfast meeting,
right. Just
various things depending on what event we have planned for that month.
So the meeting times are fluid. I mean, that makes sense, quite frankly. Inside of the meetings, has there been discussion of how the meetings will look, how those meetings will run? Will they, too, be just as fluid in terms of content or structure, or is there going to be, minutes read, approved, moving on, or is it going to be a little more free-flowing?
Yeah, nothing will be that structured, even though some of us may like structure. It's not going to be structured. It's going to be, okay, what do women want? What do we need? When it's back to school, maybe we need, work-life balance. When it's tax season, maybe we need something that revolves around reducing stress or finances or whatever it may be. And the goal is to include as many people as possible, and we want to have as many different types of speakers that we can on various topics. So we may be able to get in a key speaker at some point. Otherwise, it's probably going to be local female businesses and business owners that are involved. And the more involvement we can secure, the more successful this network will be.
Now, you're part of the steering committee.
Yes.
And committee, gives the connotation that there's more of you.
Yes,
So
there are a few of us.
Can you tell us who's on that committee?
Absolutely. So it's me, and then we've also recruited Hannah Miller, representing NPR, Ashley Hill from Atlantic Technologies, and then our very fine Kathy Thomas with the Chamber has really been the one that took the idea and went through the various channels that she needed to develop what we kept presenting and throwing at her, for lack of a better word. But it has been a fabulous experience for me, and it's taken about 6 months to come to fruition. The idea started churning about 2.5 years ago or so. I went to Maryland Capital Enterprises Strong Women in Business Luncheon, and I looked at Kathy and I said, "Hey, Kathy, is there a women's part to the Chamber at all?" She's like, "No." She said, "But that's a great idea." Wrong answer, because of course when she started really bringing the idea to the forefront, she asked me if I would become involved.
If you don't want to be a part of it, don't suggest it.
Absolutely, don't suggest it. But it has been a fabulous experience, and I'm really excited about the direction that this network is going to go.
So this is the Women's Network. Can I come?
Absolutely, Tony. You are welcome anywhere.
Can other men come?
Other men can come, and it would be actually welcomed. I don't think you'll come, though, but it will be welcome.
Okay.
I don't think that is a challenge.
That is a very staunch challenge, which I will take you up on.
It
sounds like what you're trying to put out there is just, this is the Women's Network, but it's just another network in the Chamber to try to build Chamber, to build community, to grow people, like every other network in the Chamber. That's the vibe that I'm getting.
Right, absolutely.
It just happens to be the Women's Network.
Right.
Rather than the Business and Economic Development Network or the Elder Care Network.
Right.
Same premise.
Same premise. And it is to attract more women in networking, so to speak. But in the same token, it's a very open and welcome environment. Come in, you're always going to be greeted. Not that the Chamber isn't, but sometimes, especially new in business or at a new position, females feel intimidated by that. So we don't want to have that. Everybody's welcome. Everybody comes in. I mean, by no means it's not a church. It's still there for business.
Sure.
But we want to include everyone, and we want it to be a informative network as well as a welcoming network. And as Hannah and I have discussed many times, it's almost about a mentor-mentee relationship. So it's not expected, but Hannah's had life experiences that I haven't had, and I've even had life experiences that Ashley hasn't had. So our steering committee is a cross-section of generations, and so we're trying to involve everyone, and you never know when Ashley can come up with something that Hannah hasn't ever dealt with,
right.
and when Hannah can always come up with something that I haven't, and Kathy as well. So it's been a fabulous experience, and we're really excited about the direction of it.
So I always ask this question of any division member or network member: why is this a good network to get involved with, male or female?
Male or female. We want to give back. We're not a foundation, we're not a fundraising arm, we're not any of that. It's more about giving back to other colleagues. And it goes back to that mentor-mentee relationship, and how can we all help each other succeed? So while the Chamber is very much focused on business, the Women's Network is also very much focused on business. And okay, how can we help each other? So it may be about making friends. Right. It may be about establishing new relationships. It may be about a business partnership that you never even knew could exist. So the goal is to be inclusive. I don't think many men will show up, which is fine with us. But in the same token, I shouldn't say that. Anyone is welcome, but it is going to be women-focused, and the topics that we have are going to be more, work-life balance, finance, any variation of anything, and all ideas are welcome, and all speakers are welcome. So we're really trying to be a fluid group and do what the members of the group want to do.
Well, in business, women face the same challenges that men face, and then some. So it's, I think, within those nuances where it'd be valuable to everyone, the entire cross section of people, but really hone in to be able to help those women or men, for that matter, that just are not quite sure how to plug in. How can people get involved?
Show up at an event. Come, be one. So again, it's going to be the third Tuesday, but again, that's going to be fluid, so you want to keep on top of the email when it comes through that says Women's Network. Some may be in the evening, but typically it will be lunchtime, but it may be at 9 o'clock in the morning as well. So just stay on top of the emails that come out, RSVP, show up.
And if you want to get on the email list, you contact the Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
Sophia Smecker, Shannon Mitchell, or Kathy Thomas, either one.
Absolutely.
Can put you on that list.
And you can also reach out to any member of the steering committee as well. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. And I'm sure Hannah and Ashley would as well. So.
Karri, look forward to great things from the Women's Network.
Absolutely.
Don't be surprised when I show up.
I challenge you to.
All right. Thanks for showing up on Chamber Chat.
Thank you.
We'd like to give you another opportunity now to take a look at the upcoming events with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back to Pack 14 right here on Chamber Chat. And with us now is a guest that doesn't appear on this side of the camera many times, Mr. Creig Twilley, the director of Pack 14. Creig, welcome to this side of the camera.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
So let's start as we do with any organization that we bring on the program. Tell us what Pack 14 is and what's the mission of Pack 14.
Well, the mission is basically to put video equipment in the hands of the public to give them, to empower them to create their own community television
Yeah.
programs, information, and call us the messenger.
Right.
And then we empower the community with the equipment, teach them how to use it so they can produce their own messages in community.
So you actually teach them how to use the video equipment, from the camera to editing to the whole 9 yards, or is it just certain segments that they'll go tape something and bring you content and then you edit it and get it out for them?
Well, we have a workshop which is basically an orientation to get people started.
Okay.
And that is available on our website, which I'll mention a couple of times, pac14.org. And you can sign up for the website. And that is an overview of who we are, what PAC-14 is about, what their role is. Then it's hands-on. We give them some hands-on with the camera. They shoot a little bit of information, go out and just grab some shots. We come back and we teach them how to edit that and put it into the program. And we teach them about, time limits and things that we have them do, how to put credits on the end. But also, people can bring us a completed program as long as it's community related.
Sure.
That is the main thing.
Gotcha. I mean, it's driven by mostly nonprofit or not-for-profit content.
We are totally nonprofit. We're funded by the city and the county, and it's a partnership that started in 1998. So we're on 17 years just about. And it was a partnership between the city, the county, and Salisbury University.
Right. Okay. So you're empowering the community.
Yes.
So there has to be a little bit of onus on the community.
Exactly.
To come in to either provide content or to want to do a show, or so how does that community piece tie in? How do you get people in here? How does the community find out?
Well, shows like this we promote on our own channel. We try to stay active in the community, where we try to be everywhere. But basically, the community has to take an active role in PAC-14 because this channel is for them. We have a very small staff, and our mission, again, is to empower the community to create their own visions and messages. We're here to guide them. So if the community does not participate, then we really don't need to be here.
Right. So it's so many times you'll see a PAC-14, the TV show, whether you're flipping through or watching a program, and I think many people may be intimidated by reaching out to the TV show to tape a program, to get content out there. So at the end of the day, it's a very large staff that you have here getting things done. That it's just a bunch of people wanting to do the right thing and support the community.
Right. We have a staff of 4. And again, our mission, our goal is to help the community produce their own programming.
Right.
And it's not as intimidating as it sounds.
If
it's
I can do
easy.
it, anybody can do it.
And again, we are here to guide people through the process. So we don't just leave you hanging. But we expect people eventually to, take over, take control, and many producers do. They come in knowing nothing, thinking, how can I do this?
Right.
Well, my favorite line to them is, if you can drive a car, we can teach you to do this. Don't be intimidated by the equipment. You push some buttons. You've got to learn some basic rules of video, but now with YouTube and everything and cell phone video, I mean, everybody's getting into the act.
That's right.
So it's there's so much going on out there in the community. I mean, all somebody has to do, and like Karri said earlier, somebody says, hey, why don't you guys go out and get that community meeting? And I'll say, that's a good idea. Here's the camera, here's the editor, you go out.
Well, that's a perfect segue to my next question. And how can the community get involved? We talked about the importance of the community, and that really is the driver behind PAC-14.
Right.
But how specifically can the community engage you guys? And that's one of those ways you were just talking about. Hey, I'd like to get this event on.
Well, I think our website has just about everything you need to know about PAC-14, so I recommend everybody go to
And what website was that again?
That would be pac14.org.
Okay, all right.
And you can enter that, or most people Google nowadays. Just go to pac14.org. We've got our homepage. You can watch a live streaming on our homepage. You can donate on our homepage. There's sign up for the workshop. There's the community calendar, which is very popular. You can, any nonprofit can go and put their message on the community calendar about what the event is, what's coming up, when, where, all the 5 W's, when, where, why, sometimes how, and
That's right.
all those others.
There you go. All right, so let's talk about money. You talked a little bit how you guys are funded.
Right.
Does the community have the opportunity, do businesses have the opportunity to support PAC-14 in any way?
They do. We have a donate
Figured
now on our
they'd
website. Again, the city and the county fund us through some funds that come from Comcast through the cable agreement. And Salisbury University provides the space that we reside in now. And it's all that partnership is wonderful. It all comes together and everybody's working together. We also have an endowment with the Community Foundation, who've been very good to us, and that's cfes.org, and you can go to Give Now on their webpage and enter PAC-14, and that's an endowment that we hope will keep PAC-14 going in the future.
Gotcha.
And it's a building process. You start with a small amount, and you build, and eventually you get some returns on that funding, and that's a very easy thing to do. But again, you can donate on our website, you can volunteer, and volunteers, what we call them, is local producers. They come in, we have a lot of requests for weekend work, more things than we can do, but again, because we're not really a production company.
Sure.
We're not news, we're education and information. So we need volunteers and local producers to come in and then spread out in the community and help all these nonprofits. So if you have a favorite nonprofit that you would like to help out, come to PAC-14, we'll get you set up.
Okay, I have one last question. I think this was from Sophia Smecker at the Chamber. She wrote in, and her question is, how do you manage to make Tony look so good show after show?
Well, Tony, that's a difficult question to answer. I don't want to reveal a lot of our secrets, but we have special filters and special editing processes which we can do to take care of that.
You haven't found the dialect edit button yet, have you?
No, but we're working on that. But we need a lot more funding for that to happen.
Creig, you're a great guy, and we appreciate you getting on this side of the camera for us.
Well, hey, thank you for doing the show, the Chamber Chat show. Thank you for being a partner with PAC-14. We appreciate it.
Thank you as well for joining us on this edition of Chamber Chat. As always, if you missed any part of this show or you'd like to see previous editions, you could visit PAC-14's website, pac14.org, or you can visit the Chamber's website and utilize their YouTube channel. That's about all the time we have for this edition of Chamber Chat. My name's Tony Nichols, your host, encouraging you to make a difference.